What is today? Oh, it's April Fool's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is April 1st.
No jokes. Now, this is all serious stuff here today. Welcome, April 1st, 2022. I'm John Lee here with Lloyd, Jim, and Catherine from St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. We're here for Haves and Wants and Ask the Attorney. Miss Kathy Davis, so good to see you.
Great to see everybody. I just came back from running a few errands and it's beautiful outside. It's warming up. It's sunny. It's a nice day. I hope you guys are all good. I don't have a lot new since the last time we were together, except to tell you that the courts are, with the speed of a glacier moving, are gradually opening up more. We really don't have any good information on the city. They seem to be doing hybrid dockets for we don't know how long. The judges are fed up and they're ready to see everybody in person, and they're encouraging people to come in person. But summonses are still being issued, giving people the option of appearing on WebEx or in person. And, you know, it takes 2 or 3 of us, me, Christine, and Chris, to cover these dockets because of the available options that the people have to show up. So I don't know what the one-person firms are doing or how they're handling it. I know I saw another guy in court yesterday who also does landlord work, and he was completely overwhelmed and not coping well with all of this. Of course, Christine is so super organized that I just have to show up and be given my instructions. So it's easy for me. You know, I've got jury trials being sent out. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, all that is all good. I'd like it to be all in person again, but I guess, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the new variants. You know, I don't know. It seems like the city sheriff, who had some shenanigans for a while where he was on his own remit stopping evictions, is not doing that anymore. St. Charles and Jefferson are really totally back to normal. Supposedly in St. Louis County, summonses are going to be issued for June court dates that will not give a remote appearance option. So a couple of months we should be there. I was in court yesterday in the county talking to the in-person defendants who showed up, and a lot of them are still getting approved for SAFER money. So that seems to be still an option for tenants. I haven't heard anything about ERAP. And you may have heard of the untimely death of Cora Faith Walker, the very young woman who worked for Sam Page. And I know that she's the one I spoke with last year about the ERAP program. So I think she was the one who was staffing it. So your guess is as good as mine in St. Louis County, what's going on with that. We are referring people to United Way and that kind of thing again too, because those charities have money. I think there's still more COVID relief money to be given out, but your guess is as good as mine, which politician is going to get that assigned to their favorite project. So, but for now, there does seem to still be some rent relief money through SAFER, SAFHR, which is the state of Missouri rental relief program. So that's all I have on the updates on that. Our new presiding judge in St. Louis County seems to be a lot less willing to raise security levels on prior landlord-tenant suits. And those seem to be, she does all the motions herself every Monday. And it seems to all be landlord-tenant suits where she's being asked to do this, tenants who can't rent to new landlords because the landlords have looked up and seen that they have an eviction history. Again, I would encourage everybody to if you see that someone's had an eviction judgment before, but it's been satisfied, to sort of give them another chance, because that means that they paid it. And we would like to encourage the behavior of them paying this old judgment, so that if they know that they can get rewarded for paying the old judgment off by getting rented to in a new place, that might help us recover some of these old funds. That will help all of us. So I don't have anything else. Does anybody have any questions? You're all so quiet today. All right, class, is everybody gazing out the window or are you all paying attention?
Just waiting for spring to start here.
Yeah.
It's because you did such a good job, Kathy. We all got it.
Yes.
Thank you, Dwayne. You're always so nice to me. Well, if nobody else needs me for anything, I'm going to go along to my next thing, which is I'm going to the Women Lawyers Luncheon to get a legislative update, which is always kind of frightening. And I like to have finished my lunch before they start telling me what the legislature's up to. So,
Kathy, hello.
Hey, Kathy, I had
Yes?
a question.
yes,
Just curious, how many, I guess, landlords have you heard of that have actually received some state assistance from, what's it called? The rental.
Safer?
Yeah, Safer.
Safer.
Yes.
a lot. We have had a lot of people get paid, and I have seen amazing amounts of money get paid, like 15, 18,000 get paid. We have seen people get paid, tenants get approved, and the check gets issued to the landlord. That they get paid for like up to a full year back rent plus 3 months going forward. I mean, we have seen some pretty good awards. I understand the bureaucracy and everything, and maybe not wanting to do this, but someone saying in the chat they just got it. Our clients who want to do it are getting a lot of money. And I had a tenant tell me yesterday, so take it with a grain of salt, because I'm never sure that I can absolutely, credibly believe everything that they say, that they got turned down because the landlord added a late charge. So I think that's hard to believe, but I guess I could imagine that if you have charges that are accrue after the Safer application goes in, you might not get those additional charges. So build that in going forward. Bruce says newer Maplewood laws. I don't know. What have you heard, Bruce?
Oh, I think I heard, I don't know whether it was B&B or something else, a couple months back. But I don't know if you haven't heard of it, it must not be that widespread. I don't have anything in Maplewood, but I know there's probably a few people who do. So I was bringing that up in case they were interested in learning about it.
What was it about? And I'll see if I can find out for next time.
I guess it was more that they were trying to limit the B&B activity, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And I guess they're doing that in other places too, and people have to do it on a local basis, understand it on a local basis, and try to deal with it. But I don't know how far that went.
I think there is a lot of that going on. So several people have said they've gotten Safer money. Judy, Ann, 2 Anns. If your name is Ann, I guess you're getting paid. And I have heard like pretty much continuously the whole time that the state program ran pretty smoothly as compared to the county, which had a tough liftoff last year. So I will see if I can find anything else out about Airbnb for next time. But anybody else need to ask a question? Or should I let you get on to your let's make a deal section?
I got a question, Kathy.
Okay.
David Randolph.
Hi.
I'm traveling to Florida at the moment, but we bought a house Wednesday in a situation where it was an elderly couple where the mother had rented the house to her daughter 5 years ago. The daughter made 3 $1,000 a month payments and then lost her job and has not made a payment to her mother for the last 4 years. We bought, and they were just so fed up and tired with the situation that she sold the house to us. So we bought the house and we now own it, and we want to rehab it and sell it. What kind of special things do we need to be worried about, with this being a mother-daughter situation, on it? I mean, is this a standard, rent and possession, or is this a unlawful detainer, or is there something special you might think we might need to do?
Do you have anything in writing memorializing the what sounds like it may have been a landlord-tenant relationship?
Not on paper, no. It's all verbal. But they did make the 3 payments.
Well, it sounds to me like you might have a situation where there was a landlord-tenant relationship established. Can you get the sellers to assign that to you?
Well,
And I'm
not really.
talking about I'm talking about just like a simple piece of paper saying, we, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, hereby assign our landlord-tenant relationship with deadbeat daughter to David Randolph.
Okay, so we don't have to have a copy of what they don't have
Right.
for at least. Okay, just.
I'd try to
send
get
them-
that. And then if you can get that, I would be willing to do a notice of termination and try an unlawful detainer.
Okay, yeah, I'm just worried about the mother-daughter relationship. I mean, it's adversarial, but you know, what's the judge gonna look like, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
the daughter.
David, don't worry about that. I evict family members by family members all the time.
Oh, great, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always
Yeah,
say
no,
I
we
don't
have-
do family law, but I end up kind of backing into it by evicting people for other family members.
Well, what I always worry about is possession of the home. You know, the daughter, you know, thinks, I mean, it's like all the problems. They think it's their home, but yet, you know, it's only on what's on public records that owns it. I mean,
Right.
title company, you know, everything was, you know, through title insurance, and you know, the mother owns the house. You know,
Yeah,
whether
and then
it's,
the good news is that if you get that assignment and we treat it as a landlord-tenant relationship and we terminate that relationship by notice and then do an unlawful detainer, they can't raise title claims as a defense in unlawful detainer. So,
Okay.
I mean, it
Okay,
might not
great.
be the
Okay.
easiest eviction I ever did, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, well,
Shouldn't
no, you
David
gotta get
also
one
get
from-
back rent?
Well, you can
Well-
ask for that as part of your damages claim in the unlawful detainer.
We just want her out of the house is all we want.
Right.
You know, to rehab, get it back
We-
on the
We
market.
usually ask for some kind of damages, and then it's generally our clients wish that, you know, in this situation, that we trade that away in exchange for possession.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, so I guess because of even though there's no written lease agreement, we can do back rent because of, you know, without a written lease agreement.
Yes.
Okay, just because they made the 3 payments at one point.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Okay, call me if you have any questions.
So Kathy,
Okay.
I have a question in this regard. Hi, this is Bernd. Would you need to be worried about them still signing a lease for the daughter if it hasn't closed yet? And would you be bound by that in the future?
He's closed.
Okay, thanks.
And I would say this, whatever they can cook up, there's a reasonable chance that we could figure out a way around it. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, David, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that,
Hi, Dave.
hey, Kathy, I just came back from a National Property Manager Conference, and legislative issues where the big one was we're going to see rent control coming nationwide. It might take a long time, but that's an issue that's going on. There's so many of tenant, I forget what the groups are called, but advocate for tenants that it's out there. And by the way, California still has an eviction moratorium until 2023. So
California is so advanced. I would say that rent control, you know, I think there's a lot of pressure, even in places where it's very common, like New York, to abolish it. Given our current political situation in Missouri, I'm skeptical about that happening anytime soon. Hopefully I'll be retired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those things are certainly probably on the radar in some states. Is this how we scare landlords at night? We whisper things like California rent control.
Yep.
Okay, guys, anyone else?
Hey, Kathy, I
I
have
have
one
one.
more.
Sure.
So I had been talking with the group for the last few weeks about a wholesale that I had going on, which I ended up having to do a mutual release and let them out of it. But basically the owner and the owners got divorced and the husband passed. And in the divorce decree, he was supposed to pay her money. Long story short, we could not sell, the wife couldn't sell the house because when they ran the title company, when they ran the title, they were basically saying she didn't own the house. My question to you is, so they had a daughter and they continue to tell us that we basically had to put the house in a guardianship for the daughter. Is it a guardianship or I want to say it's like a custodian, but we just wanted to make sure we put it in the correct holding to make sure that we could sell this house. Because the daughter is 13.
Yeah. I'd probably want to look at everything to tell you for sure, but the way we usually see those is it's not a guardianship, it's a trusteeship, and someone is acting as a trustee for the daughter.
Okay.
But I would want to look at everything to try to figure it out. Who's living in the house?
No one. It's an abandoned house, and
Yeah. There's ways to fix that, but I'm not going to be able to tell you for sure just in a casual conversation right now.
right.
You come in and see me next week with the stuff and I'll look at it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Kathy, I had a question.
Yeah.
On these tenants, what if they destroy the house on the way out?
Yeah, that's always an issue. My one word answer to that is insurance. But
Okay.
there's not a lot I can do while an eviction's pending to stop them from doing that. Or in this kind of situation, there might not even be a good way to know when the damage occurred.
Right, but if they take a chainsaw and cut all the studs in the house, that probably would be damage.
That would definitely be damages that we could sue for, but then you're talking about collection, so make sure your interest is insured so that you would have that option to make a claim if they really wreck things also.
Yeah, I never heard of insurance for the tenant trashing the house though. I don't know if you could get that kind of rental insurance.
Well, I think as the owner of property, you can get insurance for damages. There's probably
Okay.
some very smart people on this call today who can recommend insurance companies and agents that can help you with insuring your investment property.
Yeah, anybody on here, if you could call David Randolph at 636-685-2990 and let me know if any insurance carriers, Dwayne, maybe he's got somebody that would cover the situation where a tenant, I mean, I've heard of vandalism, but that's when the house is vacant. You know, an actual tenant damaging the home.
Oh,
If you guys know any carriers.
we've seen that before. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
thanks. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you next month.
Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kathy.
Bye,
Kathy.
everybody.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Okay, well, before we get started on our haves and wants session here, or buy sell here, whatever you call it, I see we got, I usually talk about our next coming up program, and which is our main meeting for April is that 19th. And I was going to give a pitch for Mr. Kevin Shortle. He's one of the leading educators in the notes business, but Jim Choik, who's one of his clients, actually invited him to come on himself. So I figured Kevin can talk better about himself than I can. I've only spent 2 weekend seminars with him, and he's the best educator on notes that I've ever heard. So Kevin, you want to unmute yourself and tell us about your what you're going to be doing for us in St. Louis?
Sure. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Boy, that was interesting conversation there. I apologize for being a few minutes late. Like everybody, you get busy, and I've set an alarm for 5 minutes before, and I look up and it's 3 minutes after. So sorry for the late entry, but interesting topic. I caught the tail end of that. Now, I haven't had a rental property in 15 years. That's foreign to many of you on the call. In fact, my brand is Real Estate Without Renters, and I specialize in the note space and with a different approach. I'm not one of those people who says notes is it. Everybody should just be in notes. I mean, I love the combination of the best of notes, which is really the financial side of the real estate, and also combining that with real properties. A little different approach than most on that. But the program that she was talking about on the rent, I've never heard of because of reasons I just stated. But interestingly enough, one of the topics I will be talking about when I come out there is a government program that pays note owners to help people stay in their home. So different parallel over here, because we own the notes, we own the mortgage, and they've already funded $10 billion nationwide, and states got a various amounts of money for that. And the program is very similar, almost an exact duplicate of what was called hardest hit funds back in 2008, 9, and 10. That program has since expired. But this one, the Homeowner Assistance Fund, works very similar, where you have people who, as a result of COVID, job loss, or what have you, are struggling to make their payments. And we still have about 2 million people coming out of these forbearance plans, a percentage of which are not going to be able to make their payments. And many people not having made payments for over 2 years, there's going to be an arrearage account. And this fund will pay the note holder that arrearage account. They'll also pay their mortgage payment on behalf of that person. And in some cases, they'll even pay that mortgage off. And states will offer up to $50,000 per household on that. So I'm very excited about that particular program. It's just one of the things I'll talk about, but it was just apropos since Kathy Davis was talking about the government subsidy on that program as well. And I'll tell you, the returns that investors were receiving under the old program called hardest hit funds was astronomical, because you can actually, maybe you pay $30,000 for the note and you get $40,000 back from the government, but you still own the note and you still have another 200 payments left. I mean, it's crazy the kind of returns you can get. So I guess in talking about who I am and such, sorry, I didn't mean to deviate, but it was just on my mind there. It's a great lead in. But I've been doing this a long time. I'm known for my research in the industry, state of the industry addresses. So a lot of things that I bring to the table are completely data driven. And all the different rules and changes and Dodd-Frank and all those things that affect us in the note business. I'll be sharing all of that. And I think it's 19th. I'll be there. Is that right?
Tuesday the 19th. In fact, we're going to have a buffet dinner before at 6:30 and probably get you on about 7:30. So yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm excited about it. You'll be the first live group I've been to since pre-COVID. So I'm excited about it. I don't mind doing Zooms. I've been doing Zooms, the whole time, but boy, I just like being in front of a live audience. I understand we're going to do both remotely and live in person, but if you can make it live in person, I just think it's a whole different experience, and I'll stay as long as you want and answer questions and all of that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it too. Yeah, you'll be our first live national speaker since
Nice. Nice. I'm ready.
So, yeah, we appreciate you coming.
Awesome.
And okay. So anybody else got anything you want to talk about here? Or if you got any questions, we always take questions. If you got any questions about notes, this might be a good time. We got a note on the line. I've done a few notes since my the seminar with him. I bought a few and created a few also on properties we've sold.
Excellent.
Appreciate the knowledge that I've gotten. I'm looking forward to some of the new strategies you're doing. The older I get, the less appealing that the rental and tenants is to me. Looking to get a little less intensive, management intensive.
Right.
And a real estate.
Right.
Well, what I want to mention is Alex asked a question last week. He wants to sell one of his rental properties and carry back the note. I told him to wait until the 19th before he did anything, because I told him, one, it was very important to structure the note correctly and also have it serviced correctly, because he even admitted he's not going to keep it for 30 years. He's going to want to sell it. So Kevin will probably tell us how we'll be able to do that, so then the note is more marketable if we want to sell the note.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, you're totally right. I mean, you have to create a note in mind that not only works for the borrower, but really you have to, whether you plan on selling the note in the future or not, create it as if you will, because that way something changes down the road, you might sell the entire note that you created and you don't want to take a big discount. And I've seen so many landlords make mistakes and on interest rate, on how they paper it up, on how they get it serviced. And what they don't realize is when they go to sell that note, how much that deflates the value of the note. So you want to create it the right way. We do have the luxury, as you all are very sensitive to, that rents in every case that I look at in buying a note, the monthly mortgage payment might be $700 a month. The rent for that same type of house is almost $2,000 a month. So there's motivating reasons that people stay in these homes. There's motivating reasons to obviously convert tenants into property owners, and then you step away and become the bank. But you're right, you've got to create it the right way with value, because one of the other things investors find out is you might create that note. You don't need to sell the whole note. You can just sell a portion of the note. Unlike a property where you can sell it once and you've made your money and you move on, a note you can sell multiple times. You might have 300 payments and you sell 60 of them, and then 5 years go by and you sell another 60 of them. So you can keep dipping into that well and use it as a capital raising source, because we do have liquidity in the market too. So it's fairly easy to sell a parcel right now. There's big demand for it.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think people are going to learn a lot on the 19th.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn, and Kevin has the expertise in different techniques. But, okay. Anybody got anything for his buy sell? Looking to sell a property? Looking to buy one in a certain area? We usually have a wholesaler or two online here that might have a property under contract that they want to try moving to an investor.
I don't know if I can talk or not. It's okay.
Go ahead.
I am brand new. I've been coming a few times to these meetings. I have not made it to a in-person meeting yet, but new to investing, my husband and myself. We are currently approved through Faster Funds, and we're looking for a single family home, either U City or Florissant Hazelwood area. We're interested in doing the BRRRR method, so distressed property. Right now, if you all have any advice, I'm currently practicing and teaching myself how to do the ARV, but I do have an agent who's kind of looking at numbers for me to make sure I am calculating and analyzing the property correctly. But that's what I'm looking for in any advice. And thank you all. Okay.
Hey, glad to have you with us. Hope you can join us live on the 19th too. And
yes,
learn something more. Live, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some other wholesalers there that you can network with and can give you some advice on getting started, and might have some properties in the area you're looking for. Okay, anybody else got anything? Oh, let's see. Amber just put in here on Alex too. Okay, well, he said. Oh, okay. Alex mentioned, yeah, I want to know about Kevin's follow-up seminar. Yeah, he is coming back on Saturday, the 23rd also. He's going to stay in town all week. I figured he must be a baseball fan, because I saw after he said he was staying at Ballpark Village, I looked at Kevin's schedule and they're playing home games all of that week. So, yeah.
Yeah, they sure are. I said, hey, you know what? Instead of me flying back and forth and coming back Saturday, I'm just going to enjoy the city and enjoy taking a couple of ball games. You bet.
Yeah, I figured that was your plan. So, okay. And Amber says, I'm looking for a rental for a family member. Okay, close to the Central West End, 1 or 2 bedroom, short-term rental. Okay. Anybody has any short-term rentals in Central West End? 1 or 2 bedrooms? Got something available? You can contact Amber.
Hey, Lloyd, it's David. Can you hear me?
Sure, go ahead, David.
I was going to ask, if I get in line early enough, can I get back at the end of the line to get more food?
No, just one time through. You're either one of the first 50 or you're not. Yeah, so you saw the ad. Yeah, we're going to have a meal for the first 50 people through the door. So if we get a lot of registrations, I might up the quantity from the caterer, but right now we're locking it in at 50.
Yeah, and I think the first 20, I sent some books up there. So I think the
yeah.
first 20 are going to get one of my my books.
Your books, yeah, that's true. Yeah, John has that. He's got that up on the advertisements. It's been going on our emails too, and it's up on our website. So yeah, first 20 are even more special.
Right here. This is the book you'll be getting if you're one of the first 20. This is Kevin's book. Great book. Highly recommended. In fact, don't wait. Go buy one now. It's on Amazon. So be sure to be there early. Arrive early. Everything is first come, first serve on the 19th.
Yeah. First 20 will get a book, his new book, Real Estate with Renters, and a free buffet dinner from Genesis Catering. So that'll be a super special.
Hey, David. David, do you still have that? You were talking about a South City total gut building, I think last Friday or so. Do you still have that, or have you sold it already?
No, actually, I still have it. It's about 3,400 square foot. It's a pretty big job. Everything inside. I mean, it's got a new roof, new windows, but interior, it needs everything. It's got new water lines. Does not have the sewer lateral yet. Yeah, just contact me at 636-685-2990, and we can talk about it. I'll try to see if I can throw this in the chat box. But I'm driving, but I got something that I can paste in there from my notes. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, get my number out of the chat box. Give me a call later and give you more details about it.
Got it. Yeah, what time's good for you?
Anytime before 3 p.m. or that's after 7 p.m. this evening.
Thank you. I was also, I joined in right when someone was talking about Airbnbs in Maplewood. So I've got a single family in Maplewood, and my lease just came up, and I was hoping to turn that into an Airbnb, but as they were referring to, there's some laws there. What I found out for Maplewood, and this is probably going to be a common thing for other municipalities, but they only allow it for owner occupied properties. So there's, for example, there's a single family residence, then they built a little ADU in the back of the property, and they can Airbnb that because the owner lives there, and the owner has to essentially stay the night at the property that they're doing the short-term rental. So I guess there's no real good way around that if you've got a non-owner occupied rental. So anyway, that's what I know about Maplewood.
Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised that. Yeah, I've heard Maplewood's been wanting to be more restrictive on Airbnbs. I guess one way you could get around it is buy a 4-family unit, which can qualify for single family, and move into one unit. And I guess you could do the other 3 units as an Airbnb, or you just buy a big house, and that's what I've. As far as the B&B, that's what kind of started B&B. People had big houses and wanted to rent out rooms, and I've stayed in a few of those over the years, visiting other cities where people had extra bedrooms. And we're a good cook, and wanted like cooking breakfast for their guests, and so that was a nice treat. But yeah, there may be ways to get around it. Or if you had a 4-unit, you bought a 4-unit and kept your office in 1 unit, you could say with an extra bedroom there, you could occasionally spend some nights in your office. I don't know if that would.
Yeah, sorry, Lloyd, to interrupt. There's Ohio statewide is coming out with legislation that controls, quote, Airbnb rules and regulations to prevent these little Maplewoods from doing crap like this. And I just wonder if, there ain't something going on in the state of Missouri for that, where, yes, you have to put some regulations in it to get some, but it prevents, people from taking what you own and keeping you from making money from it. So it sets some kind of minimum standards that are livable for everybody. Ohio's got a bill and legislation that's going to do something like that. And I just don't know if anybody knows about something in the state of Missouri. That's maybe what we need, because if this keeps going on through, different locations, it's going to be a lot of unhappy investors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of restrictive. I thought about that with I bought a condo a couple years ago, and I thought about maybe doing that as a furnishing it and using it as an Airbnb. But when I read the condo rules, I can have it as a rental, but not as a short-term rental. So I can't have any single night or one week or 2 or 3 night rentals there. So I just moved a long-term tenant in there. And so far it's worked out pretty good. But it could be a lot more lucrative if I turn it into an Airbnb, but.
You could turn it into like you're mentioning, a short-term rental with a furnished or with a traveling nurse. It's not Airbnb, but you get a longer period of time for people to stay there. Yeah. They would be staying longer, so longer than just a few days or a few nights. So yeah, that's a really good strategy.
And check with the association again, because I've talked to one that I was going to try to arbitrage, and their minimum was a 12-month lease. So even if it was a 3 or 6 months, that wouldn't meet the minimum for this particular association.
Mm-hmm. But if there's a neighborhood association or a condo association, you have to make sure you're staying in their guidelines too. Always more rules. With their more organizations can make more rules. Okay, anybody else got anything?
Lloyd, this is Joan Steerwalt.
Hey, Joan, go ahead.
I'm changing the subject a bit. I need anybody know of a plumber I can use in North County? They can call me at 314-578-8255 or text me.
Okay, a plumber in North County. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Hey, thank you.
Hi, this is Melody. We've got a question.
Sure, go ahead, Melanie.
We're looking for a roofer. What area is it? City?
Yeah, it's North City.
Yeah, North City. If anyone's got someone they've used.
Roofer in North City. Okay.
Tile or shingle?
Shingles.
Okay. Should be a little easier to find than one of the hot tar build up flat roofs. I'm not sure. Got a lot of those in the city. And there's probably fewer people that are specializing in them, but. Okay.
Keep an eye out. Let's see. If anybody has anything in Jefferson County looking for some kind of house, not real small, it doesn't, not a luxury house either, though it might need a little work. Somewhere Peevely, Herculaneum, Hillsborough, Festus, Crystal City, any of the little towns, because that's all seems to be fairly close. And price is not as important unless you're going to come up with a $300,000 to $800,000 neighborhood, but no. But if it's, it needs a little bit of work. Even a total rehab might be okay. It depends, So if anybody has anything, please get in touch with me. You can either email me or you can call me 314-291-1717, or you can reach me at thedealionaire@gmail.com. So, and the other thing I'm looking for, I'm just throwing this out there, in smaller towns, can be a little bit far away. I'm looking for maybe an old storefront, city block. It could be a post office, a church, or anything like that. Something that's not being used. And that could be just about anywhere. So those are two things that I'm currently looking for in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll put my number in the chat far as too. Thanks.
Yeah, there should be a lot of old empty storefronts in small towns around that have if they got a Walmart, there's gonna be empty storefronts downtown. So if anybody knows of one of those that's available, you can contact John.
Hey, Lloyd, I got something for the rehabbers on the call.
Okay, go ahead.
So Carl Crane is one of my short sale coaching students, and recently we did a short sale. He bought the house for $82,500. Okay, short sale, and he put 75 in it. He thought he put 50, but it ended up costing him 75 due to all the fluctuating prices. So he basically got about 140, 150 in the house. He listed it for sale just a couple weeks ago for $245,000. So he's got 150 in it, listed it for 245. What do you guys think he sold it for 2 weeks ago in today's market? Anybody want to throw a guess in the chat box? Listed it for 245. Now it's a hot market. Okay, but what do you think? 250, 260? What do you think? Anybody got a guess?
Okay, there. Dan, okay. I got 302, 100,
Yeah, okay.
350.
Dan Goldstein is right because he already knew.
Oh, he knew
He's
already.
one of my students. So yeah, can you believe that, Lloyd? He listed this. Now get this, Lloyd. You'll appreciate this. A split level home in St. Charles County going for $302,000. I lived here all my life. I've never seen a split level.
Split level. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, split level, $302,000.
Oh,
Listed for $245,000, way over list. So anyway, for all us rehabbers, get your house on the market now, right now. Whatever you got to do, pay that electrician double. It doesn't matter. Get the house on the market.
Yeah, I might pass that information along to my son-in-law. My son-in-law and daughter just bought a new house, and they're keeping their old one as a rental. They seen what I've done with rentals over the years, so they're going to rent out their old one. But it is a split level. So I told them, hey, you might consider, since it was your personal dwelling, you can take a tax-free sale of your gains and put that into another investment if you like, without having to convert it to a rental. Or yeah, so wow.
Hey John, what was it you're looking for again? John
was looking for single family houses in Jefferson County.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, just something in Jefferson County that could need a little bit of work. So minimum probably 2 bedrooms. It could be bigger, but I'm looking for like a single family home.
Okay.
You said also a commercial building, storefront, or an old church or something?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be commercial, but that's usually what they are. Something that's been vacant for a while, preferably, but it doesn't really matter. Just something in a store, storefront kind of, or a church, or a old school. There's post offices I've seen in the past. I haven't been actively looking until just about last night.
And you care about the size, or
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, it does. Wait, let's back up. I don't want a 50,000 square foot factory.
And you're going to buy that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's for me.
Okay.
I have somebody else too that's looking for something in the city. It can be North City or North County, around there. And she's looking for something that can be fixed up. Probably not a total gut rehab, but something that that needs some work. So, and I think the price is pretty much open. It depends on the neighborhood, but neighborhoods are not really a big factor. So if anybody has anything up north, that would be, please get in touch with me.
Yeah, talk about up north. Yeah, Melody might have something. Joan Sturwell, you're still on. I don't think you gave your contact information on the plumber. You're looking for a plumber in North City?
Yes, in North County.
North County. Okay. What's a good place to contact you? I think Melody's might have a lead for you.
Okay, it's 314-578-8255. And I'm not sure, I don't know how to use the chat, so.
That's okay. Okay, you got it here now. So maybe Melody we'll
Okay, thanks.
pick it up from there. 314-578-8255 if you have a plumber in North County. Yeah. Joan and Bobby are North County investors. Okay. Anybody else got anything for us here today?
I don't know if Kevin wants to say anything, anything else about what's going on on the 19th to try to get people interested and get excited about notes, or if anybody has any quick questions for Kevin, he might be nice and answer a couple easy ones. I don't know.
I hope to be coming with, I hope the timing works out. I've got some new off-market deals. Being around this industry as long as I have people, clients that have built up portfolios. And from time to time, like many of you as real estate investors, you want to liquidate a portion of the portfolio, something like that, to look for other opportunities. And you've made enough money on certain things, you're ready to get rid of them. So I'm hoping I'll have some really nice live inventory that you won't find anywhere else, because I do like to teach from real deals, you know, and show real live deals and go through a bit of a analysis with that and show people how to pick up these other things. And you guys are in a great location. I mean, the bulk of the note business is really in the Midwest and the Southeast. I mean, that's your main corridor for this business, for opportunities. So I'm also hoping while I'm out there the whole week, I might do some live video shots from some of the properties that are backing these notes too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking forward to you coming too. Really are.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah, make sure you register early, RSVP, and then more importantly, show up early. Arrive as early as you can. We open the doors at 6:30 sharp. First 50 will get a meal is what we have scheduled, and the first 20 will get a copy of Kevin's book, Real Estate Without Renters. So make sure you get there early. If there's a QR code above my head right there, which takes you right to the registration page. So if you got yourself a smartphone, just go ahead and click on that. If not, go to STLREIA.com, STLREIA. I can't even say it. It's St. Louis REIA.com. So yeah, but please be sure to register early and show up. So,
and John, that was pretty neat. I just did that QR code, and that's really neat. I like that a lot, and I'll be there early too, everybody. So if you want to get there early and meet and you have questions or chats, I love it.
Yes.
Okay. Super. Yeah. Everybody's looking forward to getting back live and having our first national speaker live again. So it should be a great week. So yeah, we got it up on our website, like John said, to register. So go ahead and register, like to get a feel for how many folks are coming. But we ordered dinner. We got dinner right now for 50 people. Got a good buffet. Very highly recommended buffet at the Shriner Center in St. Louis. So I don't know about anybody else. I got my grandson. If you've been with us before, this is one of those Fridays I got my grandson. I had him down for a nap, but I hear him stirring already. Doesn't always stay down for the whole call here. So I'm gonna have to jump off here, and if anybody else wants to hang on, I don't know if John, you want to hang on here with anybody else, but this is about, I think we've exhausted everybody's questions. You got anything else? So we'll be here next week again for the haves and wants. Kathy won't be here, and I don't know if Kevin might not, but every Friday at 11 o'clock, we're here. So look forward to seeing you then. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off.
Thanks, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, if anybody else has anything, welcome to stay on. Otherwise, maybe we should go eat lunch.
So I want to do that here.
Anybody have anything they're working on that they need help with other than the plumber and a roofer? We got those. down there? Does anybody else have anything that they want to offer either? This is a good time if you have anything. Have anything for sale, or if you have anything, any kind of anything you do as far as contractors, anybody you recommend. This is also a great place for that. No, is that stomachs rumbling then? Is that what I hear? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the 19th, April the 19th, Tuesday night at the Moolah Shrine Center. Please go to the website anytime, or you can always get in touch with me if you got any questions or need anything, or any of us here on the board. So look forward to seeing you soon, and we will see you next week.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Kevin.
everyone. Have a great weekend.
John, thanks, Lloyd.
Yeah.
You guys have a good weekend. I'm on my way to Florida.
Safe travels.